Hi.
Welcome to another episode of The Wave. My name is Adam.
My name's Nick. I jumped all over your hello there.
You did, yeah. You got into the wavelength. You came in even before halfway through.
I'm just so excited.
Well, it's good. It's good that you get excited.
This is The Wave, the weekly news and chat show from the world famous Bottom of the Stream podcast.
It certainly is. How are you, Nick?
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah?
Yeah, really
Why?
good.
Why is that good?
Just really good.
Yeah.
Why shouldn't I be good?
I don't know.
That's what I would ask you. Why shouldn't I be good?
You should be good. I'm glad you're good.
I went away last week.
Okay.
And one of the places I went to was I nearly said TV set then. I popped into old Clarkson's farm.
Oh, did you?
Off of Amazon.
Oh, diddly squat.
Yeah.
How was it?
It was quite good. I mean, we got there just as it was opening, walked straight through the farm shop, bought a couple of bits, and then went and had a coffee and a bite to eat around the side of the shed. And then when we left, an hour later, back into the car park, the queue to get into the shop was massive.
Really?
And it started pissing it
down.
Oh,
you
so
timed
it
it
worked out
perfectly.
really nicely.
Couldn't have timed it any better.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
He must be making so much money.
I'm sure.
People are queuing like that every day.
On a random Wednesday, I think it was.
Yeah. Just people queuing like that all day, every day. Imagine what it's like at a weekend.
Or in the summer, yeah.
Yeah.
It must be.
Yeah, random Wednesday in October and they're still queuing around the block.
Yeah.
Coining it. He's got another book coming out as well. I saw that yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure that season 3 will be out in the new year.
Yeah,
although they say it might be the last one.
Oh, really?
Because I think there is some. It's probably just a bit of news, isn't it? Try and generate some headlines. I think there was some doubt as to whether his contract would be renewed with Amazon due to some of his unsavoury.
I suppose it depends on how scrupulous Amazon want to be. Because he
How
ruins
should
two
we
of
say?
their biggest shows.
Well, yeah, exactly. His dubious commentary about the royal family, should we say?
Okay. Yeah, he's not a royalist. I don't think, is he?
No.
But it was good.
Just a sexist, possibly racist.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Standard old white man.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah, how about you? How have you been?
Good, yeah, I'm really good. I've been to 2 comedy shows this week.
Oh, fantastic.
I went to see Ramesh Ranganathan on Wednesday.
Yes.
And I went to see Tom Davis last night.
Okay, and how were they?
Both excellent.
Don't they usually do a lot of stuff together?
Yeah, they do a podcast together.
Yeah.
So it
they
was just
weren't
coincidence.
together?
No, they weren't together. It was
Both on tour at the same time?
coincidence. Well, Ramesh is doing a work in progress at the minute.
Okay.
So, but he played the room the same size as Tom Davis's actual tour.
Right.
So I think Ramesh is going to be touring arenas with his tour because he's playing. He had a support act on a work in progress tour.
Fine.
But it was really good. He did 2 nights in Coventry. He did Wednesday and Thursday, and then Tom Davis did Friday.
Yeah.
We went on Wednesday. It was good. The crowd weren't great for the Ramesh one, I don't think. I think he even picked up on it. He kept slagging the crowd off.
What, as in they went into it?
Yeah.
There wasn't many of them there?
They weren't reacting like he wanted them to, I don't think.
Right.
At one point, he told this joke, and it just died on its arse. And he was like, that's one of the funniest jokes tonight, and it's definitely going in the tour. I've already decided that. And he says, it will be the best joke on the tour. And you guys now remember that you didn't fucking laugh at it.
Did you laugh at it?
Yeah, it was great. I thought it was really funny, but it did die on its arse, that one joke. But Tom Davis last night, considering he doesn't really do stand-up, this is his first ever tour.
Right.
He was really good. I really enjoyed him. And his
Excellent.
support act was called Lindsay Santori.
Great name.
She was filth, but she was really good. She was proper brummy. Yeah, she was really great as well. And Ramesh's support act is called Josh Jones.
Okay.
He was really great as well. So yeah, I've seen 4 good comics this week.
Excellent.
Yes, it was fun. I recommend go and see more stand-up comedy, people. It's fun times.
Yeah, do it.
And it's cheap. It's a cheap form of entertainment.
It is, yeah.
It's only like 20 quid a ticket.
And you can usually find a lot of sort of the work in progress
Yeah.
if you look a bit harder as well.
Yeah.
So. Excellent.
Definitely. Right.
Shall we start with a question?
Go for it.
For the week.
I love a question of the week.
We are going back to the time travel well.
We seem to milk the time travel well a lot, don't we?
Yeah, maybe we'll take a week off the time travel after this. If though, for this week, I'm going to come and tell you I've got a time machine.
Okay.
And you've got 2 options.
Right.
You can either go back or forward.
Okay.
It tends to be how they work.
Yep.
But your options are you can either go, you've got to go meet some people.
Right. I don't like people.
And well, tough, because these are your options. You can either go back in time to meet your ancestors.
Okay.
Or you can go forward in time to meet your future generations of family.
Okay, interesting.
What would you choose?
Well, I'm personally not going to produce any further generations of this family.
If your
But my
you will
family
have-
are.
Yes.
Yeah. I think I'd go back.
Okay.
I'm quite interested to learn the history of family. I did the family tree once.
Yeah.
I got quite a long way back, so that was quite interesting. There wasn't any interesting people in there to meet, but I could go further.
You go as far as you want. It doesn't say yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd go back.
Okay.
I'd like to meet like grandparents, parents,
Okay.
parents.
I think I'd go back as well.
Yeah, I think it
Because
seems.
for two reasons. Once I'd like to see how
Yeah.
a couple of generations go. Well, yeah, actually. Well,
How
more
did you
than that, how
live?
were
Where did you
Yeah.
live? What did you do?
Plus, let's be honest, we've peaked here. So what's the point going forward?
Yeah, 100%.
So-
There might not even be a forward to go to.
Yeah,
The rate
true,
we're going.
true. That's good social satire. And
Thank you.
political Satire. So I think I'd go back as well.
Yeah, I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
Is there anybody specifically you'd want to meet, family-wise?
I think. Yeah, that's a good question. How far would you go back? I'd quite like to meet my granddad as a young man
Yeah.
who went into the army, and yeah, I'd like to ask him some questions. But would I go back further? Yeah, I'd be interested to go a bit further back than that.
Yeah. So, like, when historical moments were happening, what were
Yeah.
your family doing?
Yeah, exactly.
What were your family doing during the Great Fire of London or
Yeah,
the Plague?
exactly.
That sort of thing.
Yeah. I always think, not to go too deep straight away, but it's interesting how, like, the flap of a butterfly's wings and all that
Yeah.
completely changes. My grandma on my mother's side, so she was married to a gentleman who was killed in World War II.
Okay.
He was a pilot. He died, and she then got married to who became the chap who became my granddad.
So if he hadn't died, if that
Like none of my family would be here, and me.
crazy to think, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's mad when you think about it.
Yeah.
My grandma and granddad were going to move to Australia when they were younger.
Okay.
So it was like this thing where you could move for like
Sure.
a tenner, or you'd go on a boat
Yeah.
for 3 weeks and get there. And she bottled it on the morning they were supposed to go. She
So they had
changed her
the
mind.
tickets and everything.
They had everything. They'd packed.
Wow.
Everything was ready, but she changed her mind on the day they were supposed to go.
Crazy.
If she hadn't have made that decision, they would have had my dad, but in Australia.
Yeah.
And he would have therefore never met my mum. It's
Yeah.
crazy, isn't it?
That's how close we came not to having bottom of the stream.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, you are lucky out there. God.
But the worlds
how about
align to where we are today. All these different decisions, tiny little decisions.
Yeah.
Like me and you might never have met if one decision in school would not have been made.
Sure.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Of course.
I don't even remember how we met, but something happened to cause us to and be together now forever.
I don't know. I just remember starting to walk home with you.
Yeah, we did. We
Well,
lived in the
it's
same
like,
direction. I think that's probably how it happened.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Cool. Yeah.
Right, shall we do some Netflix news?
Sure, let's do that.
That's what we're here for. I've got 2 windows open. What's this one doing? It's making noises.
To let the sun in.
It's an advert for World of Tanks.
Oh, amazing. Right, again, we're probably in that world already, aren't we?
We're getting there, definitely.
Is it a game?
Yeah.
Not a shop.
Yeah, they sell water tanks.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Fish
Yeah.
tanks. Fish tanks. That'd be a great name for a fish tank shop. World of Tanks.
Okay, let's start with confirmation of something that we postulated
Yeah,
upon
we kind of knew this was coming.
but a couple of weeks ago. And that is the confirmation that Netflix is hiking its prices. Well, actually, I would say raising their prices. But every article you might read or every news report, it's a hike.
Yeah.
Which sounds
Always
harsher,
a
doesn't
hike.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But
It's
yes,
not a hike because they do that in October every other year. So.
pretty much. These new prices came into effect this week. And apparently, existing members will be notified of the change by email over the next month or so.
No, I haven't had anything yet,
Okay.
but I am waiting with bated breath for this email.
The price rises, raises, hikes, whatever you want to call them, here
Rises.
in the UK are that the basic plan is rising by £1 a month to $7.99.
Okay.
That is a 14% increase.
Wow.
Or £12 a year
Wow.
from the really
Because it's
easy
£1
maths.
a month,
Yes.
yeah, for 12 months, yeah.
Also, though, we mentioned it a while ago, the basic plan is no longer available to new subscribers.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They're not removing it from if you've already got it.
You just can't have it anymore.
You cannot sign up to that as a new subscriber. Your premium plan is rising by £2 a month to $17.99. That's £24 a year.
That's the one I'm on, and I don't think I was expecting £2 a month. That seems a lot to go up by.
Standard plans are staying the same for now. That is standard with adverts, $4.99 a month. Standard without adverts, $10.99 a month, which becomes your new. They're your new.
The new basics.
Basics, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we did say it was coming. I don't think I was. There's a lot of people seem to be surprised by this. I don't think we were surprised by it, but then nobody scatters Netflix like we do, I suppose.
I guess so. I guess so. I mean, so yeah, I mean, it's 13-14% increases, which look, it's as we touched on last week, Netflix numbers have still increased in the last year, not by as much, but they have brought in a slight percentage of new subscribers, so your prices are going to go up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Until that doesn't happen,
All these people, when the password sharing crackdown happened, said they were going to leave, and nobody did.
Yeah.
So Netflix are like, well, we've got you now. We know that you're staying.
Yeah.
Stick around. Here's another £2 a month in our pocket.
Yeah, let's see how far they can push the envelope.
Is there a point where Netflix doesn't become viable to you or me and people we know? What's the point where you're like, I am not paying that much for it? Because I still think, and this might be a controversial opinion, I still think Netflix is worth that price for what you get.
It is in my house because it's
by far the
like
most.
We said this a couple of weeks ago. You know, my house doesn't watch normal TV.
No,
it
same.
is almost exclusively streaming,
and
be it Netflix, Disney.
And when you think back, you're getting
catch-ups.
At least 2 films a month, Netflix originals, plus all the other stuff that they're buying in.
Yeah.
Their TV shows are great. You're getting 3, 4, 5, 6 of them a month sometimes. You think back when a video used to cost you £17 for one film. If you go to a shop and if you go to Asda and buy a VHS,
sure,
that's what it would cost.
Sure, of course it would.
And you're getting one film for that. You're going to watch once.
Yeah.
So it's actually still a good price for what you get. But is there a point where it becomes not?
I think...
Because I think we might be getting close.
I think you might be getting close to that in its current form. But if they do branch out into things like sports...
Yeah, gaming,
and all that is then coming into your package, I think you're moving the goalposts, aren't you?
Yeah.
Because, you know, just this week, this isn't a new story that I've got, but the Premier League football announced actually the next time the packages go up, there's going to be 70 more matches up to be able to be shown. So someone's got to buy them.
Yeah, definitely.
And they could easily land on one of the streaming services. And you've got... I mean, I'd hate to be a massive fan of something like football, because if you were a total completist, you might end up having to have Sky, BT Sports, Amazon, maybe Netflix, who knows? And then you're really getting rinsed.
Yeah, you are.
So watching a few movies doesn't feel anywhere near as bad, to be honest.
It's a fair point.
But yeah, and I think as that develops, that's your sort of justification for prices to keep going up, I guess. And we might come on to some gaming news in a short while.
Cool. Okay.
That might support that.
Okay. Right. We'll leave pricing for now. If anything else happens, I expect it to go up again at some point, especially the two that haven't gone up this time. Absolutely. Don't be surprised if they go up in the next few months. An interesting update to the Animation Wars, which I am now calling them. Okay. We are now dubbing them the Animation Wars. On Netflix. We talked about Netflix cancelling a couple of movies, sending one back to development, and making a load of redundancies in their animation department a couple of weeks ago. And interestingly enough, this week it has been announced
that Skydance Animation has signed a multi-year pact with Netflix to develop and produce animated movies for the company.
Right. Okay.
So they are just being brought in,
To replace
dropped
these
into that
people.
hole,
Yeah.
and there you go. The first movie that will be released under this deal is Spellbound, an animated title that was previously set up at Apple, where
Okay.
Skydance's animation previous agreement was. That is now coming with them to Netflix as part of this restructure at Netflix.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah.
That's a cool picture.
Spellbound stars Rachel Zegler, Nicole Kidman, Javier Bardem, and features music from Alan Menken, who is the guy behind The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast at Disney back in the 90s. They will also release a previously Apple-backed animated movie, Puku, which is from Tangled director Nathan Greno. Spellbound is due out in 2024 and Puku is out in 2025.
Cool.
Yeah, also forthcoming on the slate are an untitled Jack and the Beanstalk project from the director of Zootopia.
Oh, right.
So
I've actually seen Zootopia and it's quite good.
it is very good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Skydance's live action feature film, though, continues with Apple. That is not affected by this.
Okay.
So
I imagine that's still because they're under contract there, so they might end up at Netflix at some point.
Yeah, so 30 employees were laid off at Netflix Animation last month, and welcome Skydance.
Yeah. You're out. We have to pay you directly.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Interesting.
We'll keep our eye on that. We'll keep our eye on the animation wars.
Yeah, sure. Also news this week that Netflix has announced it plans to open a number of physical stores.
What?
In the United States.
How does that work?
Yeah, which has led to some quite interesting replies online from the likes of, I don't know, Blockbuster.
Blockbuster's still got an online presence.
Yeah, they tweeted at this announcement, at Netflix, shall we tell you how this ends? Which is a lovely bit of social media.
That's great.
Redbox as well, known for their DVD rental system previously in the States, replied, we've seen this film before. Apparently, Netflix House will be the chain, if you like, of physical locations, which will be a place where fans can play, shop, and eat. Josh Simon, Vice President of Consumer Products at Netflix, says, we've seen how much fans love to immerse themselves in the world of our movies and TV shows, and we've been thinking a lot about how to take that to the next level. Apparently, the venues will consist of retail, dining, and live entertainment experiences, with 2 locations to open in 2 as yet unannounced cities in 2025.
Okay. That's interesting. I wonder if they'll sell like merch for TV shows that they make and merch for films. And...
Yeah. I wonder if, we've had a few over the years of these pop-up experience type. I think you're essentially sort of doing that under their roof, where you've had the Money Heist.
Yeah. The
Bridgerton, Stranger Things, where you can go and do that sort of escape room type thing.
Maybe. You've got TV chefs that you could bring in to do cooking and things like that.
You get an ice cream at Scoops Ahoy.
Yeah.
There's loads you could do.
That's interesting. We'll keep our eye on that one as well. I'm sure there'll be much more news coming about that.
Oh, I did an escape room.
Did you?
Yeah, the other week. I've not seen you since then.
Well, how was it? What was it?
The first time I've escaped.
Oh, did you really?
From an escape room. It was like a horror thing.
Right. What was the theme?
Actually, funnily enough, it was an exorcism in the room we were in, and we managed to escape. It was quite good.
Was it
good? There was like tunnels to crawl through and everything, and
was it scary?
There was a few jump moments. Yeah, I've got to say, mostly from one of the lads messing around. But
I've only ever done one escape room.
We got out with 5.5 minutes to spare.
Excellent. I've only ever done one escape room. That was really good.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that. I need to do more.
Yeah. Oh, they're everywhere.
They are.
Everywhere. Okay, so we mentioned briefly earlier about the potential of live sport coming to Netflix, and we've talked about this bonkers first
We have.
live sport event that is going to be on Netflix later this year. And we've got more details on that. That is the Netflix Cup, which, if you remember, is basically a pro-am golf tournament where 4 professional golfers will partner with 4 Formula 1 drivers to play golf.
It's so random.
And it takes place prior to the Las Vegas Grand Prix at the Wynn Golf Club, the only championship golf course on the Las Vegas Strip. Now, obviously, this comes from essentially the fact that Netflix broadcast Drive to Survive for F1 and Drive to Survive, the golf show. It's not called that.
It's called Full Swing.
Both by the same production company. And yeah, I think we might have said this before. I'd have rather they'd done it the other way around, put the golfers in F1 cars.
Yeah, definitely.
Surely that would have been more...
That made much more sense.
More fun. But yeah, I don't know if these names mean anything to anyone if you're interested, but the 4 F1 drivers taking part are Alex Albon, Pierre Gasly, Lando Norris, and Carlos Sainz. Lando Norris is a Star Wars name, I'm pretty sure.
It is a Star Wars name.
They will be partnered from the PGA Tour by Justin Thomas, Colin Morikawa, Max Homa, and Ricky Fowler. They're your golfers. The drivers and golfers will be split into 4 pairs, with one F1 driver playing alongside one golfer in match play format over 8 holes. The 2 best performing pairs will advance to the 9th hole to fight it out for the first ever Netflix Cup title.
Interesting. When you said 8 holes, I was like, that's random. You don't do 8 holes in golf. Even I know that.
Pretty sure I'm pretty sure 9's not your usual amount
No.
of golf. Gabe Spitzer, who is the vice president of non-fiction sports.
What a job. Non-fiction sports?
Very niche.
Does that imply that there's a vice president of fictional sport?
Yeah.
I really want to know who that is.
Yeah, me too. He said, "We love to see how our sports series have brought increased fandom to sports leagues and competitions all over the world. The Netflix Cup will take that energy to the next level with global stars from 2 popular hits competing in our first ever live sports event. It's only fitting that we kick off our inaugural race weekend with a fun event that can be streamed by F1 and PGA Tour fans around the globe." This takes place in November.
Yeah, I was reading about the Las Vegas Grand Prix.
14th of November.
Yeah. Have you seen anything about the Las Vegas
No,
Grand Prix?
is this a new venue for
Yeah, they've never done
Formula
it before.
One?
And part of the circuit is the strip.
Okay, that makes sense.
But they've absolutely decimated the strip.
Right.
They've had to build grandstands around it. The whole strip's been closed for months.
Oh, okay.
They've built grandstands. The DeLAYad fountain's about to be turned off because they built a grandstand around them.
Right.
Every window in every hotel that overlooks the strip will be blacked out unless you have a ticket to watch the race.
No.
Yeah. It's
That's
ridiculous.
Absolutely.
All the pedestrian bridges over the circuit have been blacked out. You can't see through them anymore. It's mental. Honestly, the Las Vegas Tourist Board are currently advising people not to attend because it's not worth going to Las Vegas at the minute.
You can't see anything.
You can't see anything.
That's crazy.
It's mad, isn't it? How much money must Las Vegas be making from that Grand Prix to basically not allow other people to go?
Wow, that's crazy.
DeLAYad fountain to turn off till the end of December.
That's insane. That is
honestly.
really interesting.
Yeah. I was watching this guy from he works for the Las Vegas Tourist Board, but he's on Instagram as himself, and he was basically just walking around showing people what's going on. You can't walk up and down the strip at the minute.
Wow.
It's crazy.
That's insane. It's not for another month.
No. But this was like a month ago when I was watching it.
What?
But that's how long it takes to... So I don't know whether they'll do it again, and if they do, maybe they won't take it away from the strip. Maybe.
Well, money will talk, won't it?
Yeah.
Imagine that, you hotel room blacked out.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
just because you haven't got a ticket. So even if you can see a partial view of the strip, you're not allowed to look out of your window.
All you see is like some blur of metal going past once every 3 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
Good God.
It's madness. And there's a lot of hotel rooms that overlook the strip.
Yeah.
There's a lot of... Some tinting companies made a lot of money.
You don't buy a ticket and then stay in your hotel room.
No, but you could. If you've got a ticket, they won't black out your window.
Mental.
Crazy.
Netflix announced this week that the popular Spanish show Elite is coming to an end with season 8,
Okay.
which will be the final season. Season 7 has just premiered.
Yes, it came out
So,
yesterday.
yeah, you are getting one more season, and that will be it. The show creator, Carlos Montero, said during a press conference for season 7, "We are currently shooting season 8. It will be the last season of Elite, and we will end on a high note. We spoke to Netflix and thought it was the time to end it. I say this with great regret because it's been several incredible years in which we've met wonderful actors. Elite has changed everyone's life, but we have a sense of pride to know we have all contributed to this show, and it has been seen all over the world."
Yeah, it always does well, Elite. It's always, considering it's a foreign show, it always does well.
You've watched a bit of it, haven't you?
I've seen the first 2 or 3 seasons, I think,
Okay.
and then I just never went back after that. But I always enjoyed it. I thought it was great.
And suddenly it's at season...
Season 8 all of a sudden, yeah. I think it was one of those shows that I started in lockdown when I was like trying to complete Netflix.
Okay, a couple of bits of Netflix news left. And going back to kind of what we were talking about at the start about how Netflix may expand its offerings, is that Deadline is reporting that Netflix is currently in talks to license and release one of the Grand Theft Auto games.
Oh, wow. That would be big. They're big mobile games now.
Onto its streaming service.
Wow.
And essentially its gaming library, I guess. Yeah, that would be by far the sort of most high-profile title that would be available, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. Between that, and they're getting Football Manager as well, aren't they? Between that and
Yeah, Football Manager mobile, aren't they?
I presume this will be mobile as well.
Yeah. Netflix is said to have had discussion to release a game from within Rockstar's Grand Theft Auto series via a licensing deal as part of its escalating gaming ambitions. The Wall Street Journal cites figures from the app tracker Apptopia,
No.
which says that Netflix game downloads have risen from 30.4 million to 70.5 million in the last 12 months.
Wow.
However,
Okay.
fewer than 1% of Netflix's 238 million subscribers are said to be playing its games daily.
Okay. Is that... that's interesting. Is that a problem? Or they're getting the downloads anyway, who cares if they're playing
exactly.
Who cares if they're playing them?
Another fact, according to the Wall Street Journal, is that only half of the subscribers who press the Get Game button on the Netflix app then go on to download it from the App Store and play the game.
That's interesting. I wonder why that is.
You think because it takes you away from...
I wonder
Netflix?
if it's because once you get to the App Store, that's when you see the reviews.
Maybe.
Because you don't see them in the Netflix app.
No.
Because all the Netflix app does is link you to the App Store.
Yeah.
I'm sure you could go in the App Store and search Netflix and find them all.
No, I'm sure you could.
But
Yeah, it's a way of getting you to that
to
and
Netflix.
showing that you're not paying for that game.
yeah.
So
But big games they do need big mobile games like that. I looked through the Netflix gaming store the other day, and there isn't a lot on there that would interest me to play.
no.
Although their solitaire game is really good.
Okay, fine.
I've played that a few times when I've been bored.
Well, maybe getting a GTA title on board would certainly be.
Yeah, depending on which one they get, it could be really... Because there are quite a few GTA mobile games out there now.
there are.
But obviously, as you go through the series gets older, so the older ones can become the newer ones again.
So you can play like Vice City,
Yeah, or San
basically
Andreas
as it
or-
was on your phone.
Yeah, you can, or that's already there.
Yeah.
Vice City's already one that's out there. I think San Andreas would be the next one.
Yeah.
I'm not sure though. There was always rumours that San Andreas was going to VR, but it never materialised. But also, it's never been cancelled, so people are still quite excited to come at some point.
Okay, final piece of Netflix news for the week. I know you'll be lined up for this one. Is news that Netflix will air a new documentary talking about stand-ups.
Okay.
Stand-up comics. A behind-the-scenes documentary about a series of joint stand-up shows done last summer by... Well, it had to be, didn't it? Because he's all over Netflix.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart
Okay.
and Chris Rock.
Interesting.
Headliners Only is the title of the documentary, and it premieres on Netflix on December the 12th. It will follow the two comics as they prepare for a week of sold-out shows in New York in summer 2022. Netflix says the film will see the two stand-ups share first-hand accounts of the struggles and triumphs they faced before their respective colossal successes, placing their bond and brotherhood on full display.
I don't know. I think that'd be quite interesting.
It probably will, to be fair.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart said, I cannot think of a better way to celebrate the return of live comedy than to co-headline a show with my brother Chris Rock. This is a major moment in comedy and one for the history books. Yeah.
So they did these shows together?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think they... Yeah, as in they were joint.
They both did sets one night in the same night. Okay. I might check that out. That sounds quite interesting.
Yeah. And in most, maybe interestingly for some people, the tours were like 3 months after that whole Oscars slap thing. Yeah. So, yeah, December the 12th, you can watch that from.
I might do. I'm not a big fan of both of them, but the intricacies of backstage stuff I always find quite interesting.
Yeah. Okay, just on to movie news now. A change in the director's chair of Assassination, which is a JFK political thriller.
Right.
Originally was going to be directed by David Mamet, a highly decorated 2-time Oscar nominee and also Pulitzer Prize winner.
Wow.
He was going to direct the film and he had co-written it. However, he is now out of the director's chair and will be replaced by an Oscar winner himself, Barry Levinson.
All right, okay.
You may know as the director of Rain Man and also Men in Black, weirdly. There we go. Assassination offers a speculative retelling of the assassination of the 35th US President John F. Kennedy from the perspective of the mob.
Oh.
In this version of the tale, the event is reimagined as a premeditated hit orchestrated by Chicago mob linchpin Sam Giancana as an act of revenge for JFK undermining the same mob who helped bolster his election campaign. Al Pacino is in this movie.
Oh, right. Interesting.
Playing the senior mob boss. Supported by Viggo Mortensen, Shia LaBeouf, John Travolta, and Courtney Love.
What a random cast of people.
Yeah.
I don't want to say problematic cast, but Shia LaBeouf, John Travolta, and Courtney Love are in this film.
What a room that would be.
Yeah.
What a green room. There's some stories there, isn't there?
Imagine having Al Pacino and John Travolta on the same screen. That seems really random.
Yeah.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah, that does sound interesting. No news on a date yet because obviously strike.
I wish Al Pacino would get his hair cut.
It
just looks awful.
Yeah, you can't play a mob boss with that.
No, you can't.
Bob.
Oh, Bob Pacino.
News on Matilda.
Okay.
The movie. But not the musical movie.
The original movie?
Yes.
From like 30 years ago?
The Danny DeVito and Mara Wilson movie.
Right.
And news
on
that there is a reunion. Danny DeVito is keen to have a reunion. A live concert, no less. But not the musical Matilda.
What? I'm so confused.
Basically, he wants to get the cast together to perform Matilda in concert.
Right.
Because we need more versions of Matilda.
Yeah.
Which would see Danny DeVito and Mara Wilson narrating the film, accompanied by a live orchestral score.
Okay, that makes a bit more sense.
Danny DeVito has said, Mara and I are planning to perform Matilda live with the New Jersey Philharmonic Orchestra. We were talking about it just before the strike hit. We had it all set, but obviously we couldn't proceed because it would be seen as promotion for a movie. However...
A 27-year-old movie?
Yes.
Okay.
Danny DeVito is optimistic the show will go on. We're still planning to do it. We want to watch the movie with the score live. Try to do it sometime soon, as I hope the strike is coming to an end. There's some great tunes in that movie, to be fair.
It seems a lot to have a movie playing, have a live orchestra, and have two people talking over the top of it.
Yeah.
That seems like a sensory overload. Does it not?
Yeah, it does a little bit. And, 27 years is not a traditional big anniversary.
No.
So it does make you think we are kind of jumping on the Matilda the musical success.
Yes.
Here. But it's a great film. It is a great film.
It is a great film. But by the time the strike's over, it might be 30 years.
Yeah, it might be, to be fair. It might be. Okay, last piece of news. And I suspect this might be one of the first of many this type of news that we start to hear.
Yeah.
Is an official announcement from Marvel Studios that Deadpool 3 will not make its previously announced release date, which was going to be May the 3rd, 2024. Basically because it's not finished filming and obviously hasn't done any filming for the last several months.
And can't do any filming.
They do kind of tease, though, that there will be an announcement in the next few weeks about a reshuffle of release dates for forthcoming MCU movies. Deadline believes that Captain America Brave New World may be pulled forward, essentially because that had finished shooting before the strike. So presumably is all systems go in post-production. That was slated for a July the 26th release, but could potentially take Deadpool's
May
release date.
Okay.
Which I guess maybe is slightly complicated in the MCU world by if they are telling that sort of broader story, you presumably can't just shuffle everything.
No, you have to. If you push one back, you have to push them all back behind it. Surely.
Yeah. If there is those sort of ties.
Yeah, it'd be like playing an episode of a TV show the wrong order because one's finished, one hasn't.
Yeah. So, I mean, like I say, I would expect we might get a few of this sort of thing.
Yeah, I'm expecting a lot of this sort of thing because nothing is going to come out or should be coming out.
But we have to wait and see when we might actually hear when Deadpool 3 arrives.
Cool.
But it's not going to be May.
It's not going to be May, but Captain America may be.
May.
Lots of Mays in that. But then surely they're not allowed to promote it, so would they still?
Not as current, yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Have you watched anything good at the top of the stream?
I've watched a few things.
Okay.
I've watched the first couple of episodes of The Fall of the House of Usher on Netflix.
I've done 4 so far, so I'm halfway through.
I've done 2.
Okay. You're a quarter of the way through.
Oh, what a thing that is.
It's brilliant, isn't it?
It's intense.
It really is intense. There's a lot going on.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I found the end of episode 2 very difficult to watch.
Yes, it was a tough watch, that one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wasn't expecting it.
Just the noises.
Oh,
noises just do it for me. I can't wait to watch the rest of it.
No, I can't. That's my plan for most of today. I think I'm gonna have a lazy day in front of the TV.
Yeah.
Just watch it because
it's Mike Flanagan's final Netflix.
It is, yeah.
Project.
I think, as possibly proven by the complete lack of advertising that Netflix are doing for it.
I mean,
this show's only being watched by word of mouth.
I've only seen 2 episodes, but I mean, it seems fairly.
You wait till you see the 4th. Ooh.
It seems fairly obvious to me that caution has been thrown to the wind in terms of content.
Oh, 100%.
Whatever I want to do, I'm putting it in this show.
Flanagan is doing it now.
He is not holding back, and it is just great because in terms of the cast as well. It's just Flanagan's greatest hits.
Yeah, it is. They've all been in something Flanagan related before.
And also, can I just say, Henry Thomas?
Yes.
When he was in Midnight Mass,
yeah,
playing like the older dad,
yeah,
I kind of thought that was his age.
Yeah.
And now he looks like incredible in this.
He does. I don't know what. I think he's ageless.
Yeah. I don't know how old he is now.
Same with Raoul Coley. Because he always plays like the older. He plays the policeman in Midnight Mass, didn't he? The sheriff in Midnight Mass, and the cook in Bly Manor.
Yeah.
But now he's playing this like young
playboy,
druggy, tattooed. It's like it's crazy. And then Zach Gifford is playing like a young version of the main character.
Yeah.
And he's like in a few scenes where he's the main character in Midnight Mass. It's crazy how they'll do whatever they can for him by the sounds of it. I think it's great. I'm absolutely loving it, and I'm really gutted it's going to be the last one.
And Kate Seagal's lost about 20 years in this show.
She really, I didn't recognise her at first. I was like, that looks just like Katie Seagal. Oh, it is. Great. She's brilliant as well. But Bruce Greenwood's stealing it for me so far.
He's
fantastic in it.
Yeah, it's even the little things. I talked about like the don't want to give it too much away, like the gruesomeness of it. There's a bit in the first episode where he's talking to the DA.
Yeah.
And where Bruce Greenwood's character just says, "Oh, my mum's standing behind you."
Yeah.
And then
you can just vaguely make out a shadow behind him, and you're like,
the ghost. Oh, brilliant! Really good.
It's really good. I can't wait to watch the rest. I'm really excited to get it done.
Yes, it's a high recommend so far. And then I watched a movie the other night. My wife and I, we watched Do Revenge.
Oh, what's that? I don't know if I've heard of that.
It's been on the list for ages and ages. It stars Maya Hawke and the girl who I can't remember her name from Riverdale. Is it Camila Mendes?
That is a person. Whether it is the person or not, I don't know.
And it is, yeah. And it's a teen high school type revenge movie.
Okay.
Like it's the sort of thing you would have seen in the 90s. So, but it's also a remake of Strangers on the Train. So they're both wronged by a different party at school, and they take revenge on the other person's wrong or
bully.
Yeah, essentially. And it's all twisty and turny. It's really well done. It's got a funny, well done Netflix movie. Sophie Turner's in it as well.
Right.
And Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Random.
So, who also looks pretty incredible, I've got to say. So I've not seen her for many years.
No, I didn't even know she was still a thing.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So that was a good movie as well.
Cool.
And then I've watched the final season of Ghosts UK.
I've also finished the final season of Ghosts UK, and it is great, as always.
Yeah, it is good.
Ghosts is always good.
And I've read a couple of people say, it's not as good as it used to be. I've not found that.
No, I don't think so. I think it's consistently great. I think.
Yeah. I don't know if those people were over-egging it initially.
Maybe there's a nostalgia factor in there somewhere. I think they've done really well to keep as many of the cast as they have for as long as they have.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's only Katie Wicks that went out of it. I don't think anybody else ever left.
I don't think so.
But yeah, I think it's brilliant. I genuinely enjoy it. I don't feel like it's an ending.
I feel like it's just in case.
Let's just leave it there.
Just in case.
See what happens, maybe.
We don't want to do any more now.
Yeah.
But it certainly wasn't a full stop, was it?
No, definitely not.
To the show.
Maybe we'll get like a TV movie or something, or a Christmas special or something. I don't know, but it doesn't feel like that's going away, even though they're saying it is. I absolutely love the old lady ghost. Lady Button or whatever she's called. Fanny. Oh, she's so funny. And the fact that she's not an old lady in real life is just is brilliant.
Her facial expressions are just
she
scrumples up.
Well, the way she can do what she can do with her face is fantastic. I miss her when she's not on the screen in it. I think she's fantastic in it. That's all I've watched as well. You've covered me there.
Okay.
I've also watched only the House of Usher and Ghosts.
Yeah. So
I need to watch more stuff. But it's because I've been out 2 nights this week and I've had some sort of social life. It's crazy.
Excellent.
Cool. Where are we doing for time? Oh, not too bad. Shall we do a real talk and then get out of here?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
What was this week's real talk, Nick?
It was simply, what's your favourite scary movie?
It was indeed. Which I couldn't believe we hadn't already done.
I checked.
Yeah, I know you did.
Done it. It's weird, some of these real talks. Because we talk so much on this show, and obviously we talk in the Discord. Sometimes you think, has that come up somewhere?
It's a good job you did that list. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, 100%. But no, we haven't done what's your favourite scary movie. So we did it this week. Obviously, we're coming up to Halloween, and we had quite a few responses in the Discord. Come and join us in the Discord. You don't have to respond on there, but we don't always put it on social media because we sometimes forget.
We're having a difficult relationship with social media at the moment.
That's fair.
I can't be doing with Twitter.
Yeah.
I'm just not interested. And if he's going to start charging people, which it looks like he is going to, I'm not. We will come off it completely.
100%.
But we're always out there on Instagram, so check us out on Instagram. Maybe we should join Threads. Is that still a thing? Is that still going?
It is, but I don't think it's really taken up, has it?
I don't think so. I've not heard anybody mention it for like since it came out.
But then you hear everyone saying, "Oh, I'm done on Twitter. I'm done on Twitter." But again, you don't hear that it's massively
taking
shipping
over.
numbers. But
No.
I think it will.
Yeah, I think it will.
If he does.
I think he wants it to. I genuinely think he's trying to burn it into the ground.
Yeah.
Genuinely think that's what he's doing. I think he's taken that hit on
with
it and he just was like, let's get rid of it.
Okay, so what's your favourite scary movie? First response was from Chris from the Time Shifters podcast. He says, easily The Haunting from 1963. Honourable mention to Carnival of Souls and Freaks from the 1930s.
Wow.
Mainstream movie, Alien still makes me jump.
Interesting. Not a lot of love for Alien in our Discord usually, so that's interesting. I've seen the original Haunting. It is good.
Ross Cook in the Discord says, it's easy for me this week, The Shining, one of my top 5 movies of all time, so it's got to be my top scary movie. Special mention to The Babadook and It Follows as recent films that have put the shitters up me.
Yeah, I don't think my list is much far behind Ross's, to be fair.
I may have mentioned this before. I remember the first time I watched The Shining, I thought it was weird because my mum had said, I think you should watch the film, you'll really like it. And I'm not sure how old I was, but I don't think... I was like...
Not holding up.
But I remember being surprised that you are like, oh, this is... No, I really like it. It's brilliant, but I'm surprised
you're allowing me to
that
watch
we're
it.
sitting and watching this.
I think when a film is that good...
I think I've probably been reading Stephen King books.
And I think when a film is that good, it's like, you need to watch this film no matter who you are. Would you let your kid watch The Shining now?
Well, no.
But in 4 years, maybe?
I don't know. No, I'm not sure I would.
Bad parenting.
I'm not sure I would.
Your mum's a bad parent. I watched Carrie far too young.
Okay.
I think I was like 12 when I watched that.
Yeah.
That shit me up.
Yeah.
But it is the reason why I started then reading Stephen King. So it changed my life.
Smileyton in the Discord says, I've got 3.
Well, you're not allowed 3.
The Ring.
Okay, good choice.
Wreck.
Wreck's an interesting one.
And As Above, So Below.
That's a great shout. That's a great film.
I've never seen it.
Have you not?
I went and looked it up and I read the synopsis and I said, that sounds brilliant.
Yeah, it is brilliant. You should watch
I
that.
want to go and watch
Definitely
it.
go and watch that. It's a really good film.
About being stuck in the Paris catacombs under Paris. Yeah, I've never heard of it.
Have you not really?
Never even heard of it.
Oh, wow. I think I went to the cinema to see it.
But yeah, it sounds really interesting.
Yeah, it is. You should check that out. It's a really good film. It's a great choice.
Which actually is similar to what Chris said in the Discord. He said, "Yeah, I am aware of it, but no, I don't think I've seen it either."
It's because it's not from the 30s.
Okay. Wayne in the Discord said, "I'm not much of a horror fan.
That's true.
Aside from the Scream and Saw franchises, they may not be considered traditional horror, but if pushed, I would say Saw is my favourite."
It's a great shout as well.
Sam in the Discord says, I don't watch too much horror, but I would say it's a toss-up for me between Midsommar or Hereditary.
I haven't seen Midsommar.
No, I'd really like to see Midsommar.
I haven't seen Midsommar, mainly because I hated Hereditary so much.
I feel like Midsommar, because a lot of people just think it's too weird and don't get it. I feel like it would be my bag.
I feel like it definitely isn't mine. It's arty-farty bollocks.
And
I really didn't like Hereditary. I thought it was laughably bad.
Yeah, but it is really...
Yeah, it's really highly regarded.
Critically, isn't it?
Yeah, that's because it was... Yeah.
And Toni Collette does a good...
film. Toni Collette's always great.
Horror.
Yeah.
Horror win.
Why don't they call them horror wins?
Yeah. Like Laurie Strode should be the original horror win, surely.
Well, that's a new word we just coined. Well done.
Thank you. That's about it for the Discord. What about... Shall I go first?
I'll go first because most of mine have already been mentioned. I think it's really difficult. How do you interpret this question? Is it your favourite scary movie or the film that scared you the most?
That's the beauty of it. It's up to you.
Because there's films like The Shining is my favourite scary movie because it's not my favourite movie of all time, but it's not the most scared I've been.
You can cover both sides of that.
I think
if you want to.
The Shining is possibly my number 1 movie of all time, so that has to be my favourite scary movie. You can't. Scream is also up there because Scream's one of my favourite movies. Halloween
Yeah.
Because I fucking love Michael Myers, and I hate what's been done to him recently, but I love Michael Myers as a character. Saw, again, I love that Saw franchise. I could go on forever. I genuinely could go on forever. But I remember being genuinely scared at the end of the Blair Witch Project, the end of Carrie, and the Babadook all the way through. Because the Babadook is an absolutely terrifying movie.
I'm not going to be too much different for you. I mean, you picked out a couple there for me. So in terms of the Babadook, I remember going to see it at the cinema with you, and just I was petrified the whole way through.
It's so imposing.
It makes me shiver now. Yeah. It's like just seeing it in that dark scene. Oh God, terrifying. And then also the Blair Witch Project, which I think got a lot of stick for being. It had all this press, the scariest movie ever. I remember the last shot of the Blair Witch Project. I was like, that is creepy as fuck.
It is. I remember that film. I watched that film.
But I remember walking out of it. Again, I'm not sure if it was with you.
I didn't go to the cinema to see it.
Oh, you didn't? No. It wasn't with you. I remember going with a group of people, and we were literally split down the middle, and half of them were like, oh, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, I get that. It's a proper Marmite movie, isn't it? But I remember watching it in my bedroom when I was used to live with my mum and dad, and that final shot in the film just ends, and I'm like, it shit me up. I was like, I'm not going to bed now. That is not happening. And the same at the end of Carrie when her hand pops through the floor at the end.
Well, I invented that.
Yeah, it did. It absolutely did. And I was 12 at that point when I watched Carrie, I think. So, but I think as terms of overall, this is a fucking terrifying movie. I think it has to be the Babadook for me.
Cool.
But also, The Shining and Saw and Scream.
I got a couple more honorable mentions. I know this is recency bias, but I genuinely want to mention Hellhole from the other week.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just loved it.
It was a creepy, horrible movie. Much. I think Sam put in the Discord, if we're talking bottom of the stream movies, you have to mention Under the Shadow, which I think is correct.
Also, brilliant movie.
What the best jump scene I've ever seen from any movie was in Under the Shadow, and that hand comes through the window. I literally left my chair, and jump scenes never get me.
Yeah. I think for me, I would probably go with Blair Witch because that just it's ingrained. That moment was ingrained.
Yeah.
Favorite scary movie? Number 1, isn't it?
What?
Scary
movie. What's your favourite scary movie? Scary movie.
It's very niche real talk. But no one took it that way. So it did occur to me after.
I want to also mention It Follows, which I think Ross mentioned.
Yeah.
That's a really good movie.
Yeah.
It's well worth watching.
Okay.
But I love scary movies. There's nothing better than a good scary movie.
Time of the year.
There just isn't many good scary movies. Well, there's a lot of bad scary movies that taint the market somewhat, shall we say. Right. I think we've done a wave there.
Yep, and a real talk. Which is what real talk.
I was going to say both, but I couldn't decide which one to say in the moment. Do you want to talk briefly about the film we're going to watch this week?
Come back to this very feed on Thursday, and we are talking about a horror movie.
We are indeed. It's October.
It is October, and we are talking about a werewolf movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's called Night Wolf.
It is indeed.
And this is quite the time capsule I found in terms of the cast.
No, definitely in terms of the cast, 100%.
Of relatively mid-range famous people from about 15 years ago.
Yeah,
from
TV actors from 15 years ago.
Various soap actors from around the UK. And Night Wolf.
Indeed.
I think I wouldn't say it's only the second werewolf movie we've ever done on the show. The first, obviously, being Werewolves of the Third Reich.
Yeah, I can't think of another one. Werewolves of the Third Reich. Is it better or worse than Werewolves of the Third Reich? There's a conversation we'll have in this show.
Sure. Night Wolf, British horror movie.
Yeah. So come back to this feed on Thursday where we will talk about that. And we'll be back next Monday for the wave as well.
Cheers.
Bye.